Hello. Okay, what was that? Hi guys. This is Kriti Murtappa, and this is officially my first YouTube video. And I'm making this video to share a really important message with all of you. The 10th of October was World Mental Health Day, and I really wanted to post this video on the 10th, but I just couldn't find the right words. Um, but here we are anyway. So earlier this year, I was diagnosed with depression and OCD. Now, for people that know me, it might sound like a little bit of a shock or a surprise, but I personally did not feel any of these emotions because, diagnosis or not, I knew what I was going through. So, even though I wasn't shocked or surprised, I was definitely going through a couple of other feelings, which I'm not really proud of. Um, the minute I got my diagnosis, I remember thinking, oh God, what if people find out about this? Um, and it is sad because despite being so informed about mental health, right, that was my first thought. So I went really quiet for a couple of days. Um, it took some time for me to accept it and start working on it, but I'm really glad I have really good therapists and doctors helping me out through this uh, difficult journey. So the reason why I'm making this video is because it's so easy for a lot of us to talk about mental health, right? It's easy for us to post something on Instagram and say, your mental health matters, take care of yourself, ask for help. It's very easy for all of us to say that. Even I've done that, right? And we all have good intentions while doing so. Um, but what I realized is you might have 100 people to help you out, right? But you should want that help yourself. Nobody can push you into seeking help. You should go ask for help. So even if there are 100 people around you, it's not going to make any difference if you don't want that help. And that is something that's the first thing that I realized. I knew I needed help, but I was not ready to seek that help because there was this image that I had built over the years. People looked at me and thought of me as a really confident, strong, independent, mature woman. I handle everything on my own, I don't need anybody's help, all of that, right? So, after having built an image like that, it was sort of embarrassing for me to put this out there that I'm actually weak. I'm actually, going to therapy. I asked for help. I'm going through medication. It was sort of embarrassing for me in the beginning, but then I started thinking about it. If somebody like me, who knows so much about mental health, who is surrounded with friends who are psychologists and therapists, if someone like me can look at it this way, what about someone who does not have access to mental health, right? Which is why I am making this video. um, I don't know if I'll be able to help any of you through this video, but I really want to put this out there. um, Please be very attentive to what is happening in your life, because you might think that hiding certain things or just turning a blind eye towards things that happen in your life might just magically make them disappear or make things right. But it is not like that. Who you are is actually what you've been through, right? Whoever I am today, the depression that I have, the OCD that I have, is a result of things that has happened to me through all these years. And here I was thinking that I can just pretend like it never happened. I can just pretend like I'm strong. I can just pretend like I've got it all covered and it's just going to be fine. But it's not going to be fine that way. And it did take some time for me to realize that, but I'm glad I finally did. Better late than never, right? So I'm going through therapy. I'm learning a lot of things. I'm unlearning a lot of things. I am understanding why I am the way I am. I understand why I feel a certain way about certain things. There's a lot. It's very complex. Okay, now coming to the main point of this whole video. So far I shared my mental health journey with you, but the main reason why I'm making this video is to share some things that I've learned and realized through this journey. Okay, so number one is your body almost always shows you signs when there is something wrong with your mental health. In my case, it was a really stubborn back pain, right? I saw several doctors, went to multiple physiotherapy sessions, got hundreds of tests done, but I just could not figure out what was wrong, right? Until I started therapy, and then I visited my psychiatrist, and that is when I learned that it actually is related to my depression. So look for signs. Okay, your body is telling you when there's something wrong. Okay, treat it like any other health issues that you have, be it a stomach ache or a headache. Just listen to signs. Okay, look for signs. That's number one. Number two, be very, very, very careful about who you talk to about your mental health. One wrong person can make it way worse for you than it already is, right? If you're going up to someone and you're telling them that you're feeling this or you're going through this, and they tell you things like you're just overthinking, you're making a big deal out of it, it's not that serious, everybody goes through this, you're being dramatic. If there's somebody that tells you something like this, especially at a time when you are already going through a lot, it's only going to get worse. So please be very, very careful about who you decide to talk to. Okay, choose someone sensible, choose someone that understands you. Okay, choose someone that you trust. That's number two. And number three, and this everybody tells, but I still want to mention it anyway. Please don't feel ashamed or embarrassed. I know it's easier said than done, okay? Because, like I said, my first thought when I saw my diagnosis was, how am I going to, tell people this? Or what will happen if people get to know about this? Um, but it's not going to take you anywhere. Please do not feel ashamed or embarrassed. Like I already said, treat it like any other health issues that you have. When you have a stomach ache, you go see the doctor, right? When you have a headache, you go see the doctor. When you see something unusual happening to your body physically, you go see a doctor. It's the same with your mental health. If you see that it is not normal, if you see that there's something unusual happening, please go see your doctor. Okay, please don't feel ashamed, please don't feel embarrassed. Fourth point is seeking help. The minute I say seeking help, you might think about going and talking to a friend, which is not wrong. Talk to your friends. If there's someone that you really trust, if there's someone that really understands you, talk to them, okay? But what I really mean when I say seeking help is seeking professional help, okay? You will definitely have friends that you can go talk to it, you know, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the night. All of that is good. You need to have that in your life. But when you're going through mental health issues, professional help is really important. So please, please seek professional help. World Mental Health Day, we just celebrated it on the 10th. Apart from celebrating it on social media, let's actually understand what it means, right? Let's understand our own mental health. Let's understand how important that is. Let's understand how it shapes us and our future. One last thing before ending this video. There's a mental health event happening in November. It's called Manostsava, the National Mental Health Festival, on November 8th and 9th. It's a weekend. I discovered this event a couple of months into my therapy sessions, and immediately registered. It's free of cost. So I will be sharing the link towards the end of the video in case there's anybody interested in attending the event. I've heard that there's going to be a number of experts, mental health professionals joining the event. There are going to be several interactive sessions, people sharing experiences, some hands on workshops, and many more interesting things related to mental health. So I believe there are people out there just like me interested in knowing more about mental health. So please feel free to register. I'm adding the link towards the end of the video. So that was about it. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope um, this video helps at least one person out there. I'll be really happy. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.